Learning to sing is a wonderfully exciting journey of self-discovery, but that's not to say that we need to travel the journey alone. Having a trusted travel companion accompany you through the trials and triumphs makes learning all the more rewarding. In this short two-part video, we'll be taking a closer look at the roles and responsibilities of both the singing teacher and the singing student. If you want to learn to sing, then I know this video will be super helpful when choosing the right singing teacher for you. I hope you'll stick around to learn more.
Sound check. Check 1, check 2.
G'day there, my name is Dr. Dan and I'm a contemporary singing voice specialist. I've been teaching voice for over 20 years now, and in that time I've observed some really successful students navigate their way forward on their journey of learning to sing. Funnily enough, being a successful student of singing doesn't require the singer to be uber talented. Sure, talent and natural gifting might make the going a little easier, but I've observed that there are many things that everyone can do to get the most out of their voice when learning to sing. Now, I've split this video into two parts, that is, two individual videos, because when it comes to learning to sing, there are two major stakeholders in the process, the teacher and the student. This video will focus on the teacher and everything you should be looking for in a great singing teacher, and part two will look at the responsibilities of the student. I hope you'll take the opportunity to watch both videos through, because I know the information I'm going to share with you will be super helpful when choosing the right singing teacher for you. And then, having made your choice, doing everything you can personally as the student to take advantage of your teacher's instruction. When researching today's topic, I found some words of wisdom from the internationally respected singing teacher, Mary Beth Dayme. When writing about vocal pedagogy in the 21st century, in the 5th edition of her critically acclaimed book, Dynamics of the Singing Voice, Mary Beth outlines 5 key responsibilities held by the singing teacher in the exchange of learning. So I thought it prudent to allow her headings to direct our consideration of what makes for a good singing teacher. Mary Beth writes, "The teacher of singing has certain obligations to this gift, a daily association with music, by continuing to learn, pursuing personal development, being diligent about the atmosphere in the studio or clinic, and being professional in approach." The first responsibility of every teacher, regardless of what they teach, is to continue to be a lifelong student. No one has arrived, and the moment a teacher believes they know it all is the moment you should look for a different educator. And nowhere is this truer than in the world of teaching singing, because the world of voice science and vocal pedagogy continues to unearth new understandings, new insights into how the voice works and how we might best garner optimal performance from the vocal instrument. When the teacher remains on their own continuing journey of learning, they become better trainers. Mary Beth writes, "It is the teacher's responsibility to learn the many facets of the human voice so that his perception of the personality, voice, and learning style of the pupil is informed enough to provide that student with efficient and significant coaching. Teaching voice is not only about communicating vocal techniques. Mary Beth's second responsibility directs the teacher to learn to coach the mental aspects of performance. One of the most significant fears for many beginner singers is the stepping onto the stage for the first time. For some, this is a big step requiring substantial levels of support and preparation. But even once the singer has a few performances under their belt, there is the ongoing challenge of stepping up again and again. Our ultimate aim is to develop a vocal technique that becomes virtually automated so that performance can become free-flowing and unhindered by technical checklists. The teacher's third responsibility is to create a positive studio atmosphere of learning and performing by having a physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual safe haven for every student. I love the student focus here. I have personally experienced, as I know many of you have, singing lessons that were more focused on the ego of the teacher than the learning of the student. When the teacher starts to concern themselves more about their own reputation than the development of their student, all possible education is corrupted and tainted by the misaligned focus. Mary Beth reminds teachers that bullying and threats do not belong in the teaching or performance environments. Ideally, each lesson will provide at least one positive accomplishment, either technical or musical, that can be taken away from the studio and retained. When the teacher is student-focused, they will be grateful for each student. In my studio, I believe it is the birthright of every human being to sing. This belief carries a responsibility that drives me to create learning opportunities for every student of singing that I can possibly humanly achieve. For example, not everyone can afford private singing lessons with me, so I make weekly Learn to Sing videos that are free to watch here on my channel, Voice Essentials. I also created the free online email-based program, 7 Days to a Better Voice. I don't deserve a Nobel Peace Prize, but what I'm trying to show is that my teaching ethos creates a responsibility. Otherwise, my teaching principles are just empty words. I'm also grateful for every student because every person who invites me to accompany them on their Learn to Sing journey, whether it be in the studio or here online, places a tremendous amount of trust in me, a trust that I do my very best to live up to. And in part, I try to live up to the fourth responsibility by working on the fifth responsibility, be professional about the business of singing. When students hand over their hard-earned coin, they are saying, once again, that they trust me or their chosen singing teacher to deliver to the best of my ability a learning experience that is well designed and complemented with appropriate teaching tools. This will look different depending on the context of the lessons. For example, in my studio, I have a PA with microphones and foldback plus a fully integrated computer system for vocal analysis, whereas a classical singing teacher may only need a piano to successfully deliver high-quality learning experiences. It's all about horses for courses. Just make sure you know what kind of horse you are so that you can find yourself running the right course. As I stated at the beginning of this video is part one of a two-part video. Next, we'll look at the responsibilities of the student because this learning to sing thing really is a two-way street with responsibilities on both sides. I hope you take a moment to watch the second video, which I'll leave a link to in the description section below. You might also like to leave any comments about your Learn to Sing experiences. Please don't use it as an opportunity to name and shame. Moreover, take a moment to let us know about your positive experiences with singing teachers and how they have motivated your learning. I hope to see you again soon in part 2. I'm Dr. Dan. Sing well.